Since your debate might not come out for another 2 weeks, this is a previous speech you were following in Oxford. This is Susan Abdul Hawa, who this was her remarks at Oxford Union debate. Here is pro-Israel journalist Yosef Haddad kicked out of the Oxford Union debate. Oxford Union. Anti-Semitism is alive and well at Oxford Union. They kicked Yosef Haddad out. So I'm in London. Many of you are asking over and over again, why are you in London? It's because I'm going to Cambridge Union and Oxford Union. While the setting is supposed to be for debates and whatnot, my situation is a little bit different. They wanted me to give a speech, which I have not written. I went on a 9-hour, 10-hour flight, beast mode, came to England, immediately started streaming at the same time that I always stream, Los Angelino time, also beast mode. And weirdly enough, I'm actually fucking insanely tired. Even though I slept on the flight, I'm still fucking tired. Dismantle AUKUS while you're there. Dude, I'm here to fucking finish Five Eyes. Okay? You caught me. I'm here to end Five Eyes. I'm here to defeat NATO. I'm here to defeat NATO. And I'm here to defeat Five Eyes. And I'm here to defeat AUKUS. Okay? That's why I came to England. Yeah. It's done. It's over. No more AUKUS. No more Five Eyes. No more NATO. It's over. American imperialism will not stand another day.
Oxford University, the Oxford Debating Society, is meant to be, an august organization, a bastion of free speech, democracy, enlightened thought, but it was hijacked by jihadists, quite simply.
Oh, that's amazing. Oxford University's Union Debate Society is supposed to be an august institution where free speech prospers and thrives. And yet, they've used that free speech in a way that I disagree, which means that they're jihadists and must be culled. It's great. It's awesome. It's awesome to just be like, yeah, this is a free speech institution, and I hate the kinds of speech that they're doing, so they shouldn't do that any longer. Yeah, I didn't realize free speech meant only the speech you appreciate and enjoy. And no matter how truthful something might be, if it hurts your feelings, then it should not actually happen.
I still think it was the right thing to do, to go there to debate, because I don't think they were necessarily debating their opponents or those in the crowd, those that were cheering essentially for the murderers, butchers and rapists of Hamas, but for everyone else that was watching them, and to expose those people that do reject Israel's right to exist, that do cheer on the crimes of groups like Hamas under the guise of some kind of enlightened thought of free speech. So I think they were right to do it, and I certainly applaud them for doing so.
Unbelievable to think that this is the level of debate, how things descend into chaos at an institution like Oxford. You've just come back, Hassan, from Canada, addressing the Canadian Parliament. Concerns, of course, about anti-Semitism, the uptick around the globe since the 7th of October. Tell us more.
It was a surreal experience. As I was actually packing to go to Canada, my wife had asked me, are you going to have security? And I thought for a second, what is she talking about? I'm literally flying in from a war zone, but at the same time, I was as if flying into another war zone. And I was there in Montreal during those riots.
Jewish Insider is doing another hit piece on me after the last one got no motion. This time, they're mad that I didn't call the football hooligan fights that occurred in Amsterdam a pogrom. And it's like, just give it up, dude. What's happening, man? Why are you still hitting that? Why are you still just like, that's really fucking anti-Semitic that you don't consider like the Tel Aviv Maccabi football hooligans to be victims of a Kristallnacht style pogrom? Like, who believes this? Why are you still running with this narrative? Like, what are you doing? This man said there are riots occurring in Montreal. It's a real war zone. I'm actually leaving Tel Aviv, a war zone, to go to Montreal. And I need security because that's the real war zone. First of all, Tel Aviv, not exactly a war zone, okay? It's Gaza, where the genocide is occurring, not in Tel Aviv. So calm down. And secondly, the notion that you're going to go to another like developed Western nation and it's a fucking war zone because people are just like looking out to like the failed Dagestani pogrom that occurred in the beginning of October of 2023 when they were like looking for Jewish people in the fucking in the engine of a plane or whatever. Like they're making it seem like that's what's happening in Montreal. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
And they were just harrowing. It was, it's hard not to draw parallels to what happened in Amsterdam.
Right.
And when I spoke to leaders from all levels of...
Like, why are we acting like Jews don't exist in these places, man? What the fuck? Amsterdam and Pogrom Trial. It's so funny when people are like, you don't understand. You understand the fear I feel in my heart when I'm in the Upper East Side of New York? Positively. I mean, Harlem has turned into Hamas Harlem. It's everywhere. It's like, come on, dude. Come on. Ay, ay, ay. All right, let's keep going.
The political echelon, I told them unless corrective action is taken, there will be a repeat on the streets of Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, what happened in Amsterdam. The community is under assault. I spoke to students, they're scared. They're incredibly brave and courageous for standing up, but they're scared. The Jewish community feels abandoned. It's as if, enough promises from the government, it's nice to condemn anti-Semitism. It's nice to say that it's not part of our society, but it's so entrenched into the society there, and the government is not acting. At one point, I was speaking at the Toronto City Council, and I asked them, how can the police not act when you hear these protests and calls for globalized intifada? And they said to me, well, it depends on intent. And that really harks back to what we saw, if you remember, with the congressional hearings when Elise Stefanik, soon to be American ambassador.
Photo of the damage to the Montreal Convention Center from Friday night's anti-NATO protest. About 6 windows were broken. I regret to inform you that my home city of Montreal has fallen. We will never recover from these 6 broken. Guys, I'm so sorry I showed you the devastating impact of this kind of protest. It is a real war zone. I should have offered... It's my bad. I should have offered a trigger warning ahead of time. NATO, one of the world's, the most violent global fighting force on the planet, absolutely destroyed by 6 protests breaking 6 total windows in Montreal. It's over.
UN grilled the heads of top universities.
Diabolical, what happened there?
Yeah, genocide depends on context, and it's the same situation here. So I think the community is fed up. They feel abandoned by the government. Israel feels abandoned by the government, and quite frankly, it feels like Canada has abandoned their own values.
Well, Justin Trudeau was meeting with Donald Trump in Mar-a-Lago. One wonders if that featured in their discussions. But it brings me to my next point, and that is what the Trump administration could mean for the fight against anti-Semitism. We're talking about Oxford, we're talking about Canada, Amsterdam, and of course you.
Yeah. Trump is going to punish Oxford Union for kicking out Yosef Haddad. Oh my God. What a positively insane conversation to be having openly, without even a sense of shame. Also, it's really funny because Donald Trump also kind of an anti-Semite himself. He is anti-Semitic, but also more importantly than anti-Semitic, he's pro-Israel, and he's unconditionally pro-Israel. And that's what these guys are talking about when they say Trump will punish our enemies. Because they don't give a fuck about the real anti-Semitism. They give a fuck about anti-Israel sentiment. It's not about someone being anti-Semitic. It's about someone being anti-Israel. That's what matters.
You campuses as well, your sense of what things could look like post the 20th of January in terms of having Jews in America feel safe.
Look, I'm cautiously optimistic in knowing that there is...
Yeah. Jews in America are going to feel so safe. Even though 80% of the Jews in America voted against Trump, they're going to feel so safe with Donald Trump, though, for sure. Jews in America, notoriously unfamiliar with the ways in which fascism manifests. Definitely. Just like when Jews in America felt super safe when Trump was president last time, and he primed the Nazis so fucking hard that they were running around screaming, Jews will not replace us in the streets of the United States of America. This is the problem. When you care more about Israel than you do about anti-Semitism, you say dumb shit like this, you know? Jews in America will feel safe when you got Christian nationalists in positions of power.
There is a sense of unpredictability in terms of what will happen, but we certainly need to judge in terms of what we have, and that includes the people that have been appointed to high-level cabinet positions, and they're all incredibly staunch friends and allies, supporters of Israel, who have been unwavering in speaking out against anti-Semitism. And we have to look at also what the president himself, or president-elect, has said. One of his first statements in the days after election, they said that they will take accreditation away and take funding away from those universities that receive federal funding but yet continue to not only engage in anti-Semitism but refuse to take action. So I think there will be positive steps in terms of not just on campuses but elsewhere and in the international arena, which is so critical as well, including at the UN and elsewhere. So time will tell, but I think the initial steps are quite positive.
At 12 minutes after the hour, another big story is the president-elect and the things that he's already talking about doing when he takes over. One, if you guys don't seal up your border in the north,
he's done such little shit so far that these guys are desperate to find something that he's doing to be like, he made Trudeau scared. Like, they're so desperate to cling on to anything, dude. He made Trudeau scared, guys. Oh, he's cooking.